Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. As always, my name is Shogun Shin and you are the audience, and it is Saturday. We are back with some Umamusume Pretty Derby for tonight. It is Aquarius Day 2, Round 1. Going to quickly run through Day 2. We've already made it to Group A, which is really good. So today is all about testing different strategies, seeing if we can improve upon our existing aces so far. And the real test tonight is I made several Agnes Digital Pace Chasers, with this one actually being the best out of all the Pace Chasers that I made. So I think the game plan is we're gonna, hopefully this is gonna do pretty well. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be a little concerned. But we'll probably try the other ones as well. We'll save this Agnes Digital, this legendary Diva Agnes Digital, for last, just because actually no, yeah, we'll save it for last just because we have other ones that I want to just kind of see how they work. But yeah, I don't have too much riding on these races. This is more just because I want to see if we can improve. But yeah, we're just gonna get through our races, and should be a pretty quick stream for the most part. Alright, attempt 1, race 1. Already starting with 2 late starts from Agnes Digital and Oguri Cap, which is not what we want to see. So we are running double Pace Chaser, 1 late Surger is the new team comp. So it will be interesting to see. The hope is that our 2 Pace Chasers will actually help our late Surger in helping close the gap a little bit better. Alternatively, our Pace Chasers, we just are in the middle of the pack, and they'll be able to close the distance naturally themselves. So we shall see. We're halfway through the race already. Alcondra Pasa and Agnes Digital both 4th and 5th place. Pretty decent placings whatsoever. Agnes Digital is going to be very interesting to see just because of her stamina is actually pretty low. In all my simulations, she actually has like a very low survival rate. So it will be interesting to see if she will actually be able to catch up or even overtake in order to win. Based off of this, though, looks like we're going to be doing just fine. She enters 2nd, gets Victoria por plancha, and give Mimi a hug. She gets final sprint as she crosses into 1st, I think, already overtaking. Meanwhile, Alcondra Pasa currently, I think, in 3rd, trying to make it for 2nd. But we do have another Agnes Digital coming in from the inside that looks like is going to be overtaking an Agnes Digital, unfortunately running out of steam, coming in 2nd. That's that low survival rate right there that we have to be a little concerned about. But still a fairly decent showing overall. Not too bad. Not too bad, actually. Did better than I expected, honestly. But just not enough. I think she just didn't have enough gas at the end, so she slowed down versus everyone else has that acceleration still. I think based off of the quick simulations that I ran before this, I think my main issue for these Pace Chasers that I've made is just stamina is just like a little low. I think we need like 500 stamina as like a minimum, 600 to be real safe, but anything below 500, I probably should have like a stamina recovery thing somewhere, and I don't have them. So I think that's going to be the biggest downfall for us, but again, we'll see just how these races go. And I'm not too concerned about win rates more for the most part. Alright, 1,000 meters left, 5th and 6th for our Pace Chasers of World Cup, all the way back in 8th, which is not where we want her to be. 7th is like the bare minimum. 6th is optimal. 6 or higher. But the fact that our pace chasers are currently 5 and 6 is actually pretty bad. And they're also right behind some of the other pace chasers, and it looks like they're having some difficulties catching up and closing that gap. Around the final corner, Agnes Digital gets pace chaser corners, but it looks like she is running out of steam, as well as Oguri Cap and Okanda Pasa also looks like are going to be dropping out as well. And I think this race is going to be feels bad for us on this one. We'll just skip through the end. Ouch. 6, 7, 8. Pretty bad. Ouchies. After this race, I want to actually take a look at the other pace chasers in this lobby, just because I'm curious to see what they're... Oh, we don't even have a front runner. Okay, yeah, now I'm definitely curious. I want to see what the other stamina for the other pace chasers is. That being said, Agnes Digital, first place, but she does get rushed. She already doesn't have a whole lot of stamina already, so getting rushed is actually really, really bad for her. That being said, though, without a front runner, the pace of this race should be pretty fine. We have a decent shot of El Condor Pasa and even Oguri Cap doing pretty well, especially without a front runner. So we shall see if Agnes Digital can keep the lead, but it looks like Taiki Shuttle is already starting to catch up. I think Agnes Digital is going to start running out of steam right about now, but she might be able to hold on around the final corner. Agnes Digital is able to keep the lead a little bit as sticking on to the inside. Okanda Pasa currently in third, gets a couple speed skills, and Agnes Digital actually starting to pull away in the final few hundred meters. El Condor Pasa still currently in third. Oguri Cap, I think, trailing behind in fifth right now, does get Triumphant Pulse at the 200-meter mark. Might be able to make it into top 3, maybe even top 4, but it will be a little close. Taiki Shuttle, though, does end up passing at the very end. And once again, Agnes Digital running out of steam right at the end. It's that low stamina. Real problematic. Can't hold on to the lead. I'll admit, though, this Agnes Digital is doing better than I expected. Our other ace is kind of struggling from what it looks like, actually. It's a little upsetting. Crap, I didn't look at the other pace chasers in the lobby. Rushed again, man. Brutal rushed again from Agnes Digital, and I think we got a late start for Oguri Cap and Agnes Digital too, so that's real unfortunate, honestly, all things considered. スマートファルコン快調に飛ばして行きます。まだ牽制し合っているのか、互いに探り合いのままレースが進みます。これだけ密集していると紛れがありそうですね。1,000 meters left. Oguri Cap not too far behind the pace chasers, currently in 7th, which isn't too bad. Agnes Digital on the inside, though, trading between our Under Pasa on the outside, between 3rd and 4th, right behind the lead. So we are in pretty good standings overall. Oguri Cap actually ends up getting into 6th place, which is kind of where we want to be to activate Redshift. She gets that, entering into 5th. Let's pump some iron, gives her a little bit of acceleration. Oguri Cap coming in from the middle side is currently in 2nd, trying to get around, enters into 1st, and this is the power of the late surger right here. Oguri Cap coming in with another Oguri Cap close behind, but it looks like the last 200 meters, Oguri Cap is already pulling away still, and Oguri Cap is able to take that victory for us. We'll take that home. Very good. El Condor Pasa consistently coming into 3rd, which is not bad, but it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. Alright, there are no front runners in this lobby either. I'm actually just gonna skip through this because we wouldn't have made it to Group A anyways. Again. Really, damn. Alright, let me look here. 67. We actually had higher stamina. But they have, see, they have Watchful Eye, so like they at least have stamina recovery. 5, that's 8. 624, even with the stamina as a spare. 468, but again, 2 stamina recoveries. Yeah. Yeah. I think I either need higher stamina or I need at least a recovery. That was kind of the thing I was thinking about when I made some of these. Let's try that. Start from Oguri Cap again, man. That's brutal. Ugh, so painful. Late start again. Oguri Cap all the way trailing behind in 9th place. We're gonna hope that she can maybe get past and make her way up into 6th or 7th. She is trying to fight for it. Meanwhile, our pace chaser is currently in 3rd and 4th. Not too bad. We do have to deal with another El Condorpasa and a Christmas Oguri, which is a little scary because Christmas Oguri is actually very, very good. 800 meters left. Oguri Cap getting position pilfer, tail held high, and late surger corners to put her into 6th place. So she is in a very good position to have her late surge skills activate. 600 meters left. We round the final corner, prepared to pass for El Condorpasa. Is going to end up activating, who is currently in 3rd and going to be dueling with our Agnes Digital. Victoria Porplancha does end up activating though. Once El Condor enters into 2nd place, but from behind we do have a Mayana Top Gun coming in and accelerating to a very, very strong degree. Oguri Cap does end up activating Triumphant Pulse in the last 200 meters, but she's in 6th place, and I don't think she's going to be able to close that gap enough in order to win. And El Condorpasa is still just not enough to catch up to the lead. And I think actually gets passed by our Oguri Cap, actually. So I think Oguri Cap comes in 3rd. Yeah. 4-5. Unfortunate. Alright, no late starts this time, which is comforting. We do have a Smart Falcon leading the pack as the front runner. Meanwhile, though, our 2 pace chasers, as we enter the mid-race, are currently 2nd and 3rd. It's actually pretty decent. Oguri Cap, meanwhile, trailing behind, fighting for 7th place against a few other late surgers. If she can get into a decent position, she will be set up for a good chance to catch up, but it looks like she can't quite get behind, get in front of this Taiki shuttle, so she is going to be remaining in 8th place. Meanwhile, pace chasers, El Condorpasa currently in 2nd place, still at the 600 meter mark, with Agnes Digital in 4th place. We hit the final stretch right now. El Condorpasa does end up getting Victoria Porplancha, and she is right behind this Smart Falcon. Will it be enough to accelerate and stay in the lead? 400 meters left. Arcanda Pasa accelerating past everyone else. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap currently in third, and she is still accelerating. And it looks like Arcanda Pasa and Arcanda Pasa and Oguri Cap are going to be taking first and second place. Triumphant Pulse in the last 200 meters is going to really seal the deal to get past this Taiki shuttle. And it looks like Arcanda Pasa stays very strong, but Oguri Cap coming in from the outside is actually going to steal it. And Oguri Cap once again taking first, but Arcanda Pasa a strong second. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital is here too. Fifth, yeah. Late start from Arcanda Pasa, unfortunate to see. Meanwhile, though, Agnes Digital setting herself up in third place, trying to move up into second, but is having to fight some of the other pace chasers. Looks like she's not going to be able to win that trade, and so Agnes Digital is going to be forced all the way back into fourth, but is still near the top three, actually able to get past, or forcing actually the other pace chasers to pace down. So actually Agnes Digital able to keep herself in second place with actually a pretty decent lead. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap all the way out back in 8th place, and Arcanda Pasa really feeling that late start all the way back in 6th place, which is unfortunate. We get close to the final corner, and Agnes Digital on the outside, 600 meters left, is still in 2nd place, enough to be able to activate Victoria Porpanja if she can. Give Mummy a hug as well, and is going to be able to get that little acceleration. 400 meters left, and Agnes Digital is starting to pull away from the rest of the pack. Arcanda Pasa currently in 8th place, is not going to be able to make a difference. Oguri Cap might be able to make something happen here, but there's only 200 meters left. Triumphant Pulse is going to activate. Will she be able to, at the very least, block the opposition from catching Agnes Digital currently in the lead? Agnes Digital still looking very good and is able to secure a win. Good stuff, Agnes Digital. Able to secure a win. Very nice. She got really lucky and was actually able to overtake right before the no zone, so it forced the other pace chasers to shift down, which actually was very lucky for her. It was very lucky. If she wasn't able to overtake, she would have had to shift down instead, and that would have been disastrous. So that she got very lucky with that. Actually, I was shocked by that. I was genuinely shocked. Late start for Agnes Digital, unfortunate, but looks like we're going to have the reverse happen. Is Agnes Digital gets a late start, but Arcanda Pasa actually gets a clean one. Unfortunately, though, it looks like Arcanda Pasa is forced on the outside, but able to speed up a little bit. Hopefully she can try and overtake and get into a better position, but it looks like she is struggling just a little bit. Arcanda Pasa is trying to sneak up into fourth, but the mirror match is giving her a really hard time, and it looks like she is going to have to be forced into fourth place as we hit the 800-meter mark. Meanwhile, Agnes Digital currently in 6th place, feeling that late start, all in with Oguri Cap all the way back in 9th, all overall. It's not in a good position to have any of her late surge skills activate. El Condorpasa currently in 5th, is going to be swinging on the outside, currently in 3rd. Victoria Pornponsa does end up going off. She's getting a bunch of skills to activate, and that is giving her a lot of acceleration. She catches up to the lead, is able to overtake, but she's not out of the woods yet. There are several other runners still giving her a run for her money, including this Haki Shuttle and Oguri Cap. And it looks like El Condorpasa is still not enough to power through, and just barely loses by a head. She's lucky if she comes in 2nd. Taiki Shuttle wins by a head. Oguri and El Condorpasa has to settle for 3rd, unfortunately. Man, that's so sad. Well, 2-2 on this attempt. Can we get that 3rd win in this attempt? This is the final race. Agnes Digital once again getting a late start, which is just so unfortunate. Meanwhile, El Condorpasa currently in 4th place. Aquarius Digital, despite the late start, actually doing pretty okay, is able to actually sneak in to 6th place, but is going toe-to-toe in the middle of the pack, which is pretty decent. El Condorpasa is going to be rushed a little, so that is going to tax her a little bit more, so that's unfortunate to see. And it looks like with so many pace chasers here, everything is very congested. Agnes Digital is currently in 6th place, El Condorpasa in 5th. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap as a late surger all the way in the back still in 8th place, but the pack is very tight in the last 600 meters, so it's kind of up for grabs to see what can happen. There is a lot of shakeups that could potentially happen though, but it is going to be very, very rough and hard to deal with. Agnes Digital actually activates the final sprint, which is interesting because I don't think that's happened yet for this Agnes Digital. But will it be enough to find the line? Now, Condorpasa currently in 3rd and is losing steam, but Agnes Digital is accelerating to a very decent degree, but Haru Urara on the inside is going to overtake her, and Agnes Digital, it looks like, is going to be coming in 4th. Just not enough to put us over the edge. Dang. And we'll try this Agnes Digital, which is supposed to be the best out of the 3, but the survival rate is like 73%. The first Agnes Digital we ran tonight had a survival rate of like 30. The second one had a survival rate of like 54. And this one is 73. So, much better. The fact that we have standard distance really helps. But 73 is still, you know, it's like a what? A C? Late start from Oguri Cap. Man, a lot of late starts tonight. A lot of late starts tonight. Real brutal, unfortunately. Two Marzensky's in this run. I think both of them are front runners, I'm pretty sure, so that is, I think, going to kind of speed the pace up of this race a little bit. So our pace chasers might be struggling here in this race, but we will just kind of have to see. Speaking of our pace chasers, El Condorpasa currently in 5th with Agnes Digital in 6th place. Oguri Cap, late start from her is going to be in 9th, so I think we're going to have to probably count her out in trying going to make something happen here for this race, but we should keep an eye on our pace chasers. Agnes Digital drops down to 7th. Oguri Cap actually makes her way up into 8th. Now Alcondra Pasa currently in 5th place. Oguri Cap currently stuck in the middle, is not going to be able to have anything happen. Meanwhile, our pace chasers are all coming in from the outside, and they're too far behind. They aren't going to be able to accelerate. Oguri Cap might be able to find a line, but it's going to be real tight. She was blocked for way too long. So she's got a lot of ground to cover, but Triumph and Pulse might be able to do something. Redshift activates late, but I don't think it's going to be enough for her to actually make things happen. Final sprint for Agnes Digital is going to activate as well, but again, I think definitely it's too little too late. They've already crossed the line. Oguri Cap, I think, settles for 3rd place, and that's the best that we can do. 4th place, even worse. Yeah. So many late starts tonight. God damn it. I think we've had a late start almost every single race tonight. God. So brutal. Despite the late start, though, Agnes Digital holding strong in 3rd place as we enter the mid-race. So that is actually very impressive. Alcondra Pasa and Oguri Cap currently 8th and 9th, which is definitely not where we want to be. Alcondra Pasa for sure definitely not where we want to be, and Oguri Cap also definitely not where we want to be. Alcondra Pasa on the inside, trying to get in front of some of the other pace chasers, but Agnes Digital is holding strong, though, thankfully, in 3rd place. 800 meters left. Alcondra Pasa currently sneaking up into 6th. Oguri Cap actually trading on the outside, is going to get into 5th, so we might be able to have some late surgers stuff happen here for Oguri Cap, currently in 4th place. Agnes Digital does end up accelerating into 2nd and is starting to gain on the Smart Falcon that is in the lead, but behind there is another Alcondra Pasa that is also accelerating still as well. Will Agnes Digital be able to hold strong and have enough gas in the tank in order to hold on and not get overtaken? That is going to be a real question. And the last 200 meters, Oguri Cap actually coming in from the outside is going to accelerate and passes over, sealing the victory. Triumph and Pulse putting in work. Agnes Digital comes in 3rd. Not bad. Triumph and Pulse, man, putting in work. No front runners in this race here. It's all pace, late, and I think an end? I think it's all an end? I'm not entirely sure. Because there is no pace chaser, it looks like Alcondra Pasa is going to be the one that is leading the pack today, followed by Agnes Digital, though, in 2nd place. Should be pretty... should give our pace chasers a pretty decent chance at fighting for this victory. Meanwhile, Oguri Cap, all the way in the back, currently in 8th place, is going to need to try and overtake at least one of the Agnes Digitals in the back. Agnes Digital currently still, or both our pace chasers still currently in 1st and 2nd at the 800 meter mark. Looks like our positions are pretty much solidified for the most part, but Oguri Cap is able to sneak up a little bit in 7th place, just barely able to maybe get some skills to activate. We round the last corner into the final stretch. Victoria Porplancha ends up going off for Alcondra Pasa, which is going to give her some extra speed. Agnes Digital actually drops down to second, or into third, but is trying to fight. But the pack is starting to catch up to a very, very dangerous degree. El Contrapaso trying to hold on to the lead, but looks like she can't quite get there, and both our pace chasers just can't hold on. Just not enough, and get overtaken. Unfortunate. Damn. Yeah, I think we're running out of steam. We just don't have enough stamina. No late starts. Good news. No late starts. Bad news. El Contrapaso gets rushed, but is still currently in the third place. Neutral news. Oguricap currently in 7th. Not too bad, and is able to widen the gap a little, but this Agnes Digital in the back is giving her a run for her money. Agnes Digital currently in 5th, also not too bad, but it looks like these are going to be our positions for the end of the race, or as we get towards the late race. Contrapasa trying to overtake on the outside as we get ready to round the final corner, still in 3rd, able to sneak into 2nd, but she's on the outside, so she's going to have to be doing a little bit more work in order to overtake. Victoria Porpanta does end up going off to give her a little bit of extra speed, but will it be enough to catch the Contrapasa all the way out in front? It looks like that's going to be a resounding no. Oguricap currently in 4th, but man, oh man, this El Contrapasa has stolen victory. And we are not going to be winning this race, folks. Triumphant Pulse is going to activate, but that's really just not going to be enough. I'm going to be honest. That El Contrapasa is alone and is going to be taking the win. A strong 2nd place from Oguricap, but man, I want to know what that El Contrapasa is packing. Angling and scheming is what they're packing. Okay, that makes sense. Moving on. That El Contrapasa went away. That El Contrapasa went way away, and yeah, that makes sense. I am not surprised by that. Oh, this is the last race. We are gonna make rebate for this, so. Final stretch, Agnes Digital in 3rd, El Contrapasa in 4th, Oguricap all the way in 9th. Man, she just can't catch a break, honestly. Oguricap just cannot catch a break, truly. And it looks like we're getting overtaken again in this other El Contrapasa. Man. Today is not our day. Okay. So... Zero, 1, 0, 3, 0. It's not bad, actually. 1, 0, 0. So actually, the one that should be doing the best, actually, I would argue, did the worst. Honestly, I'm unsure. I think let's give this epic again another run. give this Epic Pioneer another shot. This actually might be our best option. I feel like. Alternatively, honestly, it might just be best to just stick with what we got. And maybe if anything, maybe start working on our contrapassas. See, maybe we can get one with a little bit higher stamina. Dude. Oh my god. That's real bad for me tonight. It was just late starts everywhere tonight. That late start's gonna be real bad for us, honestly. Oguri kept all the way in 9th place, also gets rushed, so I don't think she's gonna be able to do anything in this race. Meanwhile, Akanda Pasa and Agnes Digital are in 5th and 6th, which is not where we want to be. We want to try and be at least in like the top 4 to really have a chance, but we might be able to make some magic happen. Akanda Pasa is right behind 4th and 3rd, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything to accelerate. Oguri Cap is coming from the outside, but I don't know. No, she's not going to be able to get anything to have happen. Triumph Impulse might go off. It's made miracles happen before, but man, it's going to be a real big ask. She also gets the red shift. Ooh, oh, maybe another like 100 meters. She would have had that. Yeah, another 100 meters. She would have had that. Yeah, lost by head. Just honestly, without that late start, that probably would have been a victory. Is that a... Yes, it is. Weird, because... Okay. That is a mean nature. I am curious to see how that works. I'm very curious to see how that works. Alright. Titan's nature all the way in the back, but that is not weird because they really just there to be a nuisance. So we shall see how that's going, how exactly that's going to affect all the other runners. Oguri Cap currently in 8th place is going to try and overtake, see if they can get to 7th. Meanwhile, our pace chasers are in 5th and 6th as we get close to the final corner and enter into the home stretch. 600 meters to glory. Akanda Pasa starting to accelerate and jumps up into 4th. Agnes Digital dueling L into 6th right now. Does end up getting the final straight. The final sprint, so that's exciting. But will it be enough to have her other pace skills activate? She does get a burst of acceleration, jumps all the way into 4th. Give Mommy a hug. Does end up activating as well. Agnes Digital trying to catch up, but she just doesn't quite have it. Doesn't quite have it. So close, but it's just not there. Not quite. We're coming real close, but it's just barely not there, I think. And, a little upsetting, honestly. I should look up to see what are the requirements for Agnes Digital's unique action. In order to, okay, so in order for it to go off, she has to have passed 2 people late race. Okay. That would explain why sometimes it doesn't activate, because she's already in like the top 3. She passes what, maybe 1 other person before getting into the lead, like, and by then she's in the lead. Final sprint probably isn't gonna matter all too much. So, all right, that would explain a lot. So yeah, Agnes Digital Pace Chaser may not be that great of an idea. Saying the fact that her unique's really just like not there, because it's not gonna go off. That being said, though, we enter into the 400 meters, and Agnes Digital currently pulls all the way out into the lead, with Akanda Pasa currently in the 3rd place, but is also starting to accelerate. Head on for Agnes Digital is going to help keep her a little bit more, but is it going to be enough? It is. Agnes Digital making me eat my words. Does end up giving us a win. Agnes Digital heard me talking shit and was like, watch this. I'll show you who doesn't need a unique. And you know what, Digital? You right. You right. I am sorry, Digital. I was unfamiliar with your game.
Agnes Digital. 今スタートが切られました。各馬娘綺麗なスタートを切りました。誰が先頭に抜け出すか注目しましょう。スマートファルコン快調に飛ばしていきます。芝からダートに
we are 1 and 2 for this attempt. We enter into the mid-race. Agnes Digital and Akanda Pasa. 2 of 3 pace chasers fighting against this Taiki shuttle, so we might have a bit of a repeat from last race, but we will have to see. Oguri Cap currently all the way in 7th is not too bad. As we enter the halfway point, though, Agnes Digital and Akanda Pasa are shifting down just a little bit. Akanda Pasa actually dipping a little bit further than I would like her to, but is not the worst thing just yet. We round the final corner, hit the 600-meter mark. Oguri Cap currently in 7th place, might be able to skyrocket up ahead, though. Agnes Digital does end up actually passing 2 people, gets the unique off, and this might seal the deal, honestly. He's already in the lead as we enter the late race, and that's kind of the perfect storm of what you want to see. Victoria Propanchev, while Akanda Pasa does also end up going off, who is currently in 2nd place. Akanda Pasa trying to catch up, but Agnes Digital is starting to run away with it, and is actually, looks like, ahead by 3 whole lengths, is going to be taking that win. You did see her right at the end run out of steam, but it's okay. She crossed the line, and that's what matters. Very surprising, actually. Honestly, Agnes Digital is more of just like a gamble. Honestly, she either hits it or she doesn't. Meanwhile, Akanda Pasa not doing all too much tonight. All right, 2 and 2 for this attempt. Can we get that 3rd win? Another late start. Fantastic. Love it here. Agnes Digital's getting rushed. Love it here. Alright. not great. Our pace chasers are getting are in a little bit of trouble. Can Oguri Cap, who currently is in 8th place, be able to actually make something happen? She is fighting in Haru Urara in the very back. Oguri Cap needs to try and catch up. Is not too far away from the rest of the pack, but still in 8th place, which is not where we want to be. Meanwhile, our pace chasers in 4th and 6th respectively. Also not the worst thing in the world, but man, it is going to be a little rough here. 600 meters left. We enter into the late race. Agnes Digital, currently in 5th, is starting to accelerate. Goes from 5th to 4th to 3rd. Going to get the final sprint. Will that be enough? If she can get to 2nd, she'll get Victoria. She does also give Mummy a hug. She doesn't have enough steam because she got rushed. Oguri Cap currently in 3rd though. Has found the line, is right behind 2nd and 1st. Will Triumphant Pulse be able to give her that little extra bump? Just 200 meters left. It's going to be tight. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough though. And Oguri Cap going to be taking 3rd. Unfortunate. What a bad day. What an unbelievably bad day for us. So many late starts tonight. So many late starts tonight. God, that was so bad. That was just so bad. Big oof, man. Like, just straight up. The biggest oof around. Honestly, I still think our late surge Agnes Digital, while yes, only has 1 win out of the 10 races, comparing these two, this pace chaser to the late surger, I think the late surger is just more consistent. 1 win, 4 2nd place, 3 3rd places versus our pace chaser, 2 wins, 3 1st places, and then that's it. Like, this is such a gamble. Like, this is just such an unbelievable gamble that it's just not there. Like, it's just flat out not there. I think and then, man, Alcon Pasa really struggled today, honestly. He like really struggled today. But I think overall today was just a rough day. We had so many late starts in our races, like way more. Like we had some late starts last night, but man, today I felt like we had a lot more. So that's a little upsetting, but it is what it is. Thankfully, again, today was just experimentation, trying to see what we can improve upon. I think my next step is, I think we go back to late surge Agnes Digital. I think we just stay with this. I don't see a reason to change it, honestly. And then now I'm going to try, I think I try to make a better pace chasing Alcantara Pasa. One with higher speed, definitely higher power. And I think that's my next thing going forward, is I want a better Alcantara Pasa pace chaser to one with, again, with higher speed, higher power. Probably still the same stamina, but I think I think we run double late surger and a pace chaser, and I think that's just kind of how we're going to be doing things. But that's it for me tonight. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream. I will see you guys back here tomorrow, because that will be the start of Group A qualifiers, so we will be working toward that. But as always, though, my name is Shogun Shin, you are the audience, and I'll see you guys next time.